Hi everyone. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, and I keep on thinking that today is Wednesday for some reason, but today is Tuesday. Before we do today's cartoon, I want to go back to page 84 and do all of your suffixes and prefixes grid, because you're going to be pretty busy tomorrow and very busy on Thursday. So I just wanted to take care of that today. And if you will notice, there are a bunch of both prefixes and suffixes on almost every single word. So we're going to go over that together. The first one is acknowledges. And you've got your AC right there, and then your S up there, your ES or S up there for acknowledges. And then yesterday on Monday, remember we added non as a prefix. So on the next one you have non-involvement. So there's your non for your prefix and ment for your suffix. The next word is magical. There's the ol, magical. The next word is argumentative or argumentative. We don't really push the t, it's argumentative, argumentative. And the T-I-V-E, the tiv, it's right there. The next word is pre-owned, and it has both a suffix and a prefix. There's the prefix pre, and then the pre-owned, there's the ed at the bottom of it, ed. And the next one is peaceful, and your full suffix is right there. The next word is cattle. And that's one of those words that if you took away the TLE, it would still make a sound. It would be cat. But the TLE, we just need to know how to sound it, because if you see it, you would know how to pronounce it, no matter what word you saw it in. So the TLE is right under full. So that's the tool. Cattle, bottle, whistle, the TLE sound, tool. Okay, the next one is inactive, and it has both a prefix and a suffix. As a matter of fact, there were so many prefixes and suffixes, I had to use yellow 3 times. I didn't have enough markers for a unique color for each one. So the next one, inactive, the IN is way up there, and then the tiv right down here, inactive. The next one is preheat. There's the pre. The next one is proclaim, and the PRO, proclaim, is up there. The next one is exclaim, and the EX, where is the EX? Way up there. Exclaim, exclaim. The next one is combine. There's the combine. The next one is comedic. And remember a long time ago we added the IC, the ick. So that is down there. Okay, so I just wanted to take care of those today because you have so much work to do on Wednesday and Thursday. I didn't want to have to go back and take care of that. Okay, so before we get all serious, this is today's cartoon, and I'm going to do a little bit of explaining for it because our system of democracy doesn't work this way. First of all, we don't have parliament, right? We have Congress. But here you have a whole bunch of horses. Some are white, some are gray. So you can tell like there's like 2 different parties here. and all these horses are voting on something in Parliament, which is like the English, Great Britain's form of democracy. Instead of having senators and House of Representatives that meet in Congress, they have a Parliament. And it says, the entire Parliament fell dead silent. For the first time since anyone could remember, one of the members voted aye. Okay, that A-Y-E, you pronounce it aye. Okay, so I thought I'd do a little bit more explaining, just so that you can get how subtle this is. So first of all, I'm going to share a few things with you. I'm going to put the volume up a little bit. Okay, so the sound that a horse makes is, we say that they are neighing, right? So a horse neighs, that's the verb that you hear the sounds of a horse make. They are neighing. Okay. And back in the olden times, a lot of times people would say neigh instead of no. So that's where you get the picture of all those horses because that's all they can say, right? They can only say neigh because they're horses and horses neigh. And so that's the funny thing. For the first time, the entire Parliament fell dead silent. For the first time since anyone could remember, one of the members voted aye, which is yes. Okay, so that is that cartoon, and it cracks me up. Okay, just a totally different way of looking at the world, I think he has. All right, so today, basically, you're going to be reviewing pretty much everything from Ventures from Unit 10, the parties, graduation parties, birthday parties, the whole bit. So on the first one, on page 94, it's going to ask you to rewrite these sentences. And the first one says, Tim gave a present to Mary. And you are rewriting it to, Tim gave Mary a present. Let me see. Okay, you can't read that very well, but we're going to go over it together anyway. So do you remember what that is when you are giving something to someone, writing something to someone, throwing a ball to someone who is receiving the action? Do you remember what that's called? Okay, that's called an indirect object. So we're going to look over, again, the direct objects and the indirect objects. So you know that you absolutely, positively must have a subject and a verb, okay? I am showing this mini board to you. I is the subject, am showing is the verb, and this mini board is the direct object. So the direct object answers what or whom about the verb. So just the sentence that I gave you, I am showing this mini board. I am showing what? This mini board. So that is answers the what about the verb. Okay, so whenever you're trying to find the direct object, just after the verb, you say what or whom. It answers the question what or whom about the verb. Okay, so here's a real simple one. John ate pizza. John ate what? He ate pizza. So pizza is the direct object. John saw Janet. John saw whom? John saw Janet. So in both of those, Janet and pizza, they are the direct objects. They are what, they answer the what or whom of the verb. Okay, now the indirect object receives the action. Okay, it receives the action in the sentence. Like if I threw this marker to you, you would be the receiver of the action. The marker is the direct object. I threw what? I threw the marker. I threw the marker to you. You would be the indirect object. It's the receiver of the action. So the indirect object receives the action of the direct object. It receives the action. So an example, she gave her dog a bath. So the first thing you have to ask is, she gave what? She gave a bath. Okay? You always ask who or what right after the verb to come up with your direct object. And then who received the bath? Her dog did. So she didn't give her dog away, she gave a bath. And who received the bath? The dog. So the dog is the indirect object. So basically on pages, actually both pages 94 and 95, you're working on direct objects and indirect objects. Just remember, direct object answers whom or what about the verb. The indirect object is the receiver of the action. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple for you. So on page 1, exercise 1, number 1, it says Tim gave a present to Mary. And they want you to write it with the indirect object going first before the direct object. So Tim gave a present to Mary. Let me just write this down. Tim gave a present to Mary. That's number 1. Tim gave a present to Mary. Tim is the subject, gave is the verb. Tim gave what? He gave a present. So present is your direct object. And who received the present? Mary did. So she's your indirect object. Okay, but they want you to write it in correct word order. And in the correct word order, the indirect object comes before the direct object. So Tim gave Mary a present. Tim is the subject, gave is the verb. What did he give? He still gave a present. So the direct object is down here. And who received the present? Mary did. So here's your indirect object. Okay, so they want you to write that in correct word order on exercise 1, where you put the indirect object before the verb. So like the next one, Jim bought some flowers for Sarah. I'm just gonna get let's do one more, just so you make sure that you're getting what they want. So that's a fine sentence, but they want you to put it in the correct order. So Jim bought some flowers for Sarah. Jim is the subject. Bought is the verb. And what did Jim buy? He bought flowers, right? So here's your direct object. And who received the flowers? Sarah. So she's your indirect object. But let's put it in correct order with Jim bought Sarah some flowers. And the nice thing is usually when you put it in the correct word order, you get rid of some prepositions. Your sentence becomes cleaner, clearer, and easier to understand. So Jim bought Sarah some flowers. Jim bought what? Flowers. So this is your direct object. And who received the flowers? Sarah. So she is your indirect object. Ooh. Okay. So on exercise 1, rewrite the sentences so that the indirect object comes before the direct object. And then on exercise 2, they want you to answer the questions using her, him, or them, because when he, she, it, we, they, us, those are all active ones, like we ran for the ball. But if you say he threw the ball to us, then those pronouns become indirect objects, right? So remember this. When you're using like, when it becomes an indirect object, becomes me. Like, he threw the ball to me. You is still you. He threw the ball to you. He becomes, he threw the ball to him. He threw the ball to her. He threw the ball to it. He threw the ball to us. He threw the ball to them. You can barely read that, but that's them down there. So when those pronouns become indirect objects, it becomes me, you, him, it, her, us, them. So that's what they want you to do on exercise 2. Okay. And then on page, oh, I can't get my Post-it note off. On page 95, basically there's a chart up here. And you basically just have to answer the questions looking at this chart on filling in the answers for both exercises 3 and 4. For example, on number 1 down in exercise 4, who gave Mick and Mina a check? So you look up here to see who gave a check, and it was Mina's parents. So you said Mina's parents gave them a check. And they want you to use them on all of that. And then the next one, who gave Mick and Mina coffee cups? So you look up here until you find coffee cups. And then Penny is the one who gave them coffee cups. So you just write, Penny gave them coffee cups. So you're using them for all of these answers down here. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit of a listening activity. On page 96, this email, you're going to listen to it. So I'm going to pause it for 1 second so I can set up your ventures. Okay, so here we go.
Exercise 1, track 35. Hi, Dad. How are you? We're all great here. Last night was Halloween. Halloween is the children's favorite holiday. It was a lot of fun. The children made their own costumes. I took the children trick-or-treating, and Uni stayed home to give out candy. Over 100 children came to our house for candy. After we got home, our children ate some candy, and then they went to bed. It will probably take about a month to eat all the candy. Love, Do-chan. This is the end of the audio program. Thank you for listening.
Wow, so that's it. That is the very last audio track of the entire book from Ventures for this year. So, woo, there we go. All right, so go ahead and fill out the answers for the email audio track that you just heard. And then exercise 2, they want you to match items that you might see at particular holidays or celebrations. And then on exercise 3 on page 97, the same thing. You're going to figure out what the celebration is according to what the sentence is talking about. So you're reading the sentences around the blank to figure out the context, to pick up the clues on what celebration they're talking about. For example, number 2, we went to my grandmother's house. She cooked us a big turkey dinner. So what holiday would that be? That would be Thanksgiving, right? So read the sentences to figure out the context, to get the clues, and then put in the holiday that it belongs to. And then on exercise 4, it's the same thing. You complete the chart according to these 8 words on what you might see. For example, if you see a box of hearts, what is that usually for? That's for Valentine's Day, right? And just so you know, this right down here, that's a cornucopia. The name of that basket that looks like that is called a cornucopia, and that's usually a decoration for Thanksgiving Day. Okay, and then on to page 98. You have on exercise 1, your writing. This is a review of writing sentences in the correct word order. And all of these sentences are scrambled. So we're going to review that a little bit just so that you remember how to even begin to scramble the words and put them into the correct sentence order. So let me share with you. So remember, when you are looking for the correct word order, what do you automatically look for first? You need to look for the letter that is capitalized, right? Because that will be the beginning of your sentence with the capital letter. So we've got the yellow moon, the black and white, jumped cow over. So we know that the black and white is first. So let's just put that over here. So what's black and white? We have 2 nouns here that could fill the order. Is the moon black and white, or is the cow black and white? It would be the cow. So the cow is your subject. So the black and white cow, you've got your subject. What do you need next? You need your verb, which is jumped. I don't know if this is any quicker. No, it's not. I'm just going to retype it. The black and white cow. Oh, what happened? I don't want that. Hold on. My PowerPoint went to... Okay, so yeah, I cannot paste. I'm just going to type all of that in there because it's pasting what I used on my PowerPoint. So let's get back to our supports. Okay, so the black and white cow jumped. That's our verb, so we put that right there. And we've got the yellow moon and over. So the black and cow jumped the yellow moon over, or the black and white cow jumped over the yellow moon, period. And remember that in English, we always put the adjectives black and white modifies cow. We put it in front of the nouns. And then yellow goes in front of moon because it tells you what color of moon it was. It's an adjective. So the black and white cow jumped over the yellow moon. Okay, the next one. The children, Cynthia, cookies for baked chocolate chip. So what is our only capital word? It's Cynthia. So we'll put Cynthia at the beginning of the sentence. And what did Cynthia do? Where's our verb? Right here, baked. So Cynthia baked. And what did she bake? She baked cookies for the children. Okay, I'm just giving you the answer. Okay, but what kind of cookies were they? It would be chocolate chip. So chocolate chip modifies cookies. And then get rid of this baked here. Cynthia baked the children chocolate chip cookies. Okay. So instead of using for, let's make this a direct object and indirect object kind of sentence. Cynthia baked what? She baked cookies. So cookies is your direct object, right? And who received the chocolate chip cookies? The children did. So you could say Cynthia baked the children some chocolate chip cookies. So I like that better than what I had. Okay, the next one. Us gave a shiny new car red. Okay, so they is the only capital letters. So it goes here. And where's the verb? Gave is the only verb. So it goes right here. So a shiny new car red and us. So what did they give? Well, you can't give people away, so you can't give us away. So what did they give? They gave a car, right? So the car is your direct object. A shiny new, and you can't have car red because all of our adjectives go in front of the noun. So a shiny new red car. And who received the shiny new red car? Us. So they gave us as the indirect object, and car is a direct object. And all of your adjectives, shiny new. Me personally, I like to put commas after each adjective, even though you grammatically don't have to. You don't have to put an adjective between the last two adjectives, but I still do. I think it looks better and it's easier to read. So they gave us a shiny new red car. All right, so that is what you are doing on exercise 1 on page 98. And then the answers that you give up here is how you are going to fill out exercise 2. You have to fill this out first, and then you can fill in the answers there from those answers. And then you also have to use the answers from exercise 1 to complete exercises 3 and 4 on page 99. And then this is a review of another invitation. You had it in Unit 10 a couple of weeks ago. And so this is another event or an invitation, and you just have to fill out the answers for that. So that is page 100. But we have 2 days left, and you still have, about, let me see how many. You have 2 days left, and you still have 27 pages to do. So the next 2 days, we're going to be covering 27 pages. So that's quite a lot. But like I said yesterday, you don't have to get done with it. If you can't get done with Wednesdays, you can do it on Thursday. If you can't get done with Thursday, you can do it next week. And remember that all of this can be done over the summer. But that's a lot. So I thought it would be fun to share with you these signs. It's a good way to learn some English is just by looking at signs. Sometimes you will run across the funniest signs that really make you laugh, or sometimes because they don't understand what they're putting on their sign, or because sometimes they do. So I'm going to share with you some really cute signs that you can see driving around and stuff. So let me share with you. Okay, so can I hide that? I don't know. Okay, so texting while driving? Oh, sail no. So instead of that C-E-L-L, what is it that you think they were referring to? Oh, heck no. Okay. Okay, next one. Oh, this one was really cute. Okay. So here is, sometimes when you go to Walmart or sometimes at your job, you'll see, oh, no. You will see Employee of the Month. And here at a zoo, I guess, is Penguin of the Month. But you have a Naughty Penguin of the Month over here, which is Timmy. And it says, Timmy stole fish and he pushed another penguin over. And here's the Good Penguin of the Month. And it's Betty. Betty, she's a good swimmer and she waited patiently for fish. That's very cute. Okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger. This is a drunken people crossing, you know, instead of a crosswalk or school children, you've got this drunk person who's down on their knees carrying a bottle. So I thought that was really cute. I would love to see where that sign is. Looks like there's palm trees, so maybe Miami Beach, I don't know. Okay, so we've seen this one a lot. Beware of dog, please ring bell. But do you see the dog? It's this tiny, cute little, maybe 2-pound terrier down here. So that's cute. And the next one, never mind the dog, beware the owner. And here you have a picture of, I guess, is it a torch? There's a gun. There's a sword. Here's some chains. Here's a knife. So you've got this really vicious sign on someone's front door. And look what's behind it. It's like real cute little lacy, delicate curtain. That's really cute. Okay, go down to the next one. Do not stand, sit, climb, or lean on zoo fences. If you fall, animals could eat you, and that might make them sick. Oh, goodness. Okay, and on this one, it says Men's Warehouse, but the M-E-N and the apostrophe isn't working. So all you see is S Warehouse. And so that looks like swear house. So if you go into this place, I guess you can swear. It's a house where you can swear. Swear house. Okay. Next one. We salute you. Receive a $1 discount in uniform at Skippy's Snowballs. So if you are wearing your uniform and you're part of the U.S. military, or if you are fire and rescue, or if you are law enforcement and you're wearing your uniform, you get $1 off at the Snowball place. Also, if you're wearing your Batman uniform, you can also get $1 off. So that was cute. Go to the next one. And this is on the Baptist church. Whoever stole our AC units, and AC is short, it's a abbreviation for air conditioner. Whoever stole our AC units, keep one. It is hot where you are going. Oh, these crack me up. Oh, I love this one. This might be my favorite one. Complaint department. Please take a number. And here's number 1. No one has taken one because you know what that is, right? That's a hand grenade. So if you pull the number 1, then the hand grenade explodes. I thought that was cute. Okay, this one. We have all seen this, right? Caution, slippery when wet, wet floor. But do you see what it's in? Someone put it into a swimming pool. Oh, that's cute. Okay, this one. Treat mom to a margarita this Mother's Day. Remember, you're the reason she drinks. Okay, I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around. And I'm gonna stop it right there and just to check and make sure if some of you have heard the hokey pokey song. It's a song that you learn when you're young. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about. So I'm not going to sing it for you, but we're going to find a professional to sing it for you. Hold on one second. Okay, so I'm going to share the hokey pokey song with you in case you haven't heard it. I'm sure most of you have, but just in case.
Here we go. Put your right hand in. Take your right hand out. Put your right hand in and you shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Okay, so that's what that sign meant. I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around. Okay, so let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, oh, I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around. Okay, next one. Don't let your children see this. If you, I guess I should have said this earlier. If you have children like from ages 4 to 10, don't let them see this. But this is a fish and chips shop, a fish and french fries shop. And the name of it is called Frying Nemo. Instead of Finding Nemo, they're Frying Nemo, the fish. Okay, this was kind of an old one. Everybody sucks. We're screwed. 2016. So you know how you see all those politician signs coming out this time of year during elections, and they're like, no, we're not voting for anyone. Everybody is horrible. Okay, I thought this was a good question. Do regular dogs see police dogs and think, oh no, it's a cop? Because you know, whenever you see or at least me, when I'm driving, if I see a cop car coming, I automatically step on the brakes. Even if I'm driving the speed limit, I automatically step on the brakes. So I wonder if it's true for dogs too. Store tip. Accidentally buy the potato chips your spouse doesn't like so you don't have to share. That's a very good idea. Okay, this says, okay, this is a picture of a toilet and it says, ask an associate for a demonstration. Oh, what are they going to be demonstrating, pray tell? This one's really cute. So this is a sign for World Wines and Liquor, and it says, welcome back, teachers. So, I don't know if that sign comes up in August when the teachers go back to school, but it's like, oh, I hope that's not too true. Okay, and I thought this was pretty cute. You know how you always see those signs in the back of people's car where it's got mom and dad and 2 or 3 children and the dog and the cat. Instead, this has just got like mom and dad and no children, and instead they have money. You know, it's like, okay, you choose. You either have children and have no money, or you have money and have no children. So I thought that was cute. Okay, and this one just says, I love you from my head to my toes. And that's basically just a play on word. I love you from my head to my toes. And they're just playing with the word tomatoes. Tomatoes. So that's cute. Okay, the next one is from the Kew Botanic Gardens, and it's a sign. It says, stop. If you are not a fly, please do not trigger the fly traps. And all those things behind the picture, those are pictures of the Venus flytraps. It's that plant that holds open, and then when a fly gets into it, it traps it. So anyway, if you are not a fly, please do not trigger the fly traps, as this will cause them to digest themselves and eventually die. If you are a fly, please ignore this message, but proceed with caution. That's making me cry. It's so funny. Okay. This is kind of a reference to today's culture a little bit. And it says, I saw this guy today at Starbucks. No iPhone, no tablet, no laptop. He just sat there drinking coffee like a psychopath. So we just don't ever see anybody just sitting and drinking coffee anymore, do we? Okay, and this is why it's so important to learn English, because there is just one letter that is not here and it completely changes the meaning of this message. So it says, illegally parked cars will be fine. Okay, but usually if you park somewhere illegally, you have a D right there. Illegally parked cars will be fined. Like you'll get a ticket, but they forgot their D. So, illegally parked cars are fine. Don't worry about it. This is a good one for all of us. The first 5 days after the weekend are the hardest. It takes care of Monday through Friday. Okay, so this is, you know, those washing labels that you see inside your clothing. And this is clothing for a 3 to 4 year old. And it says wash inside out. It says remove child before washing. Always important to remove the child before you wash, right? Oh my goodness, that's funny. Okay, and this last one. Caution. This sign has sharp edges. Do not touch the edges of this sign. Okay, and then also down here at the very bottom it says, also, the bridge is out ahead. So I guess that's like, people are probably stopping or slowing down to like, are you kidding? You're saying, you're writing a sign about not touching the sharp edges of the sign, and it's just a way to catch their attention to say, also, the bridge is out ahead. Okay, so anyway, there were 100 more like that, but I thought that those were the funniest. So hopefully that will put you in a good mood and prepare you for a bit of the work that we have to do tomorrow and on Thursday. So you can look back through those if I went through them too fast. But everybody have a good day, and hopefully something makes you laugh. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.